Hello. Hey guys, thanks for joining me, the Love Dragon. Here today on another episode of Poetry Corner. Poetry Corner is where I share with you some of my poetry and poetry from other people that I find inspiring. Um, yeah, it's just, poetry, writing poetry is something that I got into about 10 years ago now. Well, even as a kid, I was writing it, but then seriously started taking it seriously about 10 years ago. A couple years ago, I put together this book um, called Breach My Levee at Your Own Peril. Did that with a former colleague of mine. And then I put together another book, about 100 poems of mine, that should be coming out soon, sometime this summer. Um, there's delays. What can you do? Which actually kind of goes into, we'll do this first, the card of the day. The card for today, which is the Eight of Wands reversed. I drew this right before I started this video. But when we have the Eight of Wands reversed, we're going to be dealing with delays. We want things to be we want things to move at the pace that we think is appropriate. But there's divine timing, and thank God that things don't move at the way that we want them to, because there's things that we don't see on the grander scale. So we have to find today, and through the weekend, we have to find a way to really change our perception on projects, changes in our life that we know we want to make. If you want great change, start with something small. Take a different way to work, eat something new for breakfast, change your workout routine slightly. These little things can cause a ripple effect, which will lead to more so the path that we're looking for. But we just have to make the change. We can't sit around and want the change and not do anything about it. So yeah, today focus on the Eight of Wands and make sure that you're doing everything you can within yourself and not getting frustrated when things don't work out as quickly as you want them to. Always remember that the universe is conspiring with you. Okay? I love you guys. So the first poem that I'm going to read for you today, present to you, is a poem by James Franco. I know that he's kind of a controversial figure at this moment, but so are most of the artists in our world, right? So, this one's called Fake. There's a fake version of me, and he's the one that writes these poems. He has an attitude and swagger that I don't have. But on this page, this fake me is the me that speaks. And this fake me is louder than the real me. And he is the one that everyone knows. He's become the real me because everyone treats me like I'm the fake me. That last line right there. He becomes the real me because everyone treats me like I'm the fake me. Wow. So this is Strongest of the Litter, James Franco, printed by Holly Ridge Press in Venice, California. The next poem I'm going to read you today is something I wrote. And this book of poems is kind of on the darker side. Most of these I wrote years ago, and it was during one of the darkest, deepest points of my depression. And depression's real. It's vicious. Thankfully, I had a lot of people that stood by my side, and some that didn't, even better. Because once I was able to get rid of some of the people in my life, I was fully aware of the toxicity that others can bring. That's why it's important to know yourself. This poem's called The Tale of a Man Who Lost His Muse by Lewandowski. Bud, la, 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 la. Sorry about that. Blood flows from my pen as if it were connected to my heart. My paper tears stained and the candles on their last burning flame. A muse in every sense of the word. No word has ever, no words as beautiful and touching have ever graced my pen and paper as when you are in my life. Passion pours from my soul and douses my paper with the words chosen from the gods with you in my presence. Erupting are feelings that I have been able to lock away. Your beauty, the skeleton key, and your passion, the guidance to set them on their way. Cursed is the man that has loved but kept in secret, for he lives alone, and alone he will keep it. Bright skies nor celebrations can lift the melancholy left behind to salt the wounds of a man who lost his muse. You know, it's like, it's really interesting the things that we channel when we write. You know, I have hundreds of poems and screenplays and short stories and this and that, and half of them I can't even remember writing. It's like, it's a special thing. I'm gonna go back and read you one this time again. Erupting are the feelings I have been able to lock away. Your beauty, the skeleton key, and your passion, the guidance to set them on their way. Cursed is the man that has loved but kept in secret, for he lives alone, and alone he will keep it. It takes me back to something that a good friend of mine told me at one point. You know, I had a problem falling in love with my friends. You know, I don't know why. Not so much anymore. You know, maybe it's because I felt like if they showed me love, then I could, oh, this has got to be the one. But in reality, it's about the journey, isn't it? You know. But a friend of mine told me one time, she's like, if a girl likes you, you'll know. I've kind of stuck to that. And I also stopped writing about the bad shit that happened in my life. Because the more I wrote about the bad stuff that happened, the more I was just manifesting, perpetuating these situations to reoccur. And that's not, my intention. The intention was to get out of it by expressing myself. But sometimes you have to go right the opposite of what's happening in order to manifest and bring you through. But don't, there's dings. Right? Maybe that means it's truth. Hey guys, listen, shit's tough, but don't give up. Do not give up. The world is conspiring in your favor. Just give it some time. Okay? Until next time, I love you. This is the Love Dragon. If you would like a one-on-one consultation, product healing, tarot reading, or just need someone to vent to, please email me at thelovedragon6@gmail.com. Thank you, guys.